Let me ask you something. Have you ever loved a woman so deeply, only to realize later she never saw you the same? Not because you weren't enough, but because her feelings changed. And when they did, so did her loyalty. At first, you're confused, then you're angry, but eventually, you get quiet because you start seeing the patterns. You realize women don't fall for logic. They fall for how you make them feel in the moment. And the moment that feeling shifts, so does the relationship. This video isn't about hate. It's about awareness. Because once you truly understand women, you stop chasing, you stop begging, you love differently. Not from blindness, but from clarity. When you first loved, it was pure. You believed that loyalty meant forever. You gave without holding back, because you thought being good meant being loved. But one day, she left, no closure, no explanation, just distance. That's when things changed. You stopped seeing her as a fantasy and started seeing her as a reflection of patterns. The more you studied women, their moods, emotions, contradictions, the more you understood it wasn't about you. It was about the feeling you gave her, and feelings, as you learned, are fleeting. At first, this knowledge hurts. You notice how fast her affection fades, how she can cry one night, then flirt with someone new the next day. You start noticing contradictions. She says she wants peace, but chases the guy who brings storms. She says she wants depth, but runs from consistency. And the deeper you go into understanding her emotions, the more detached you become. Not because you want to, but because now you see it clearly. You don't give like you used to, because now, you know, that most love today is conditional. You don't hate her. You just stop idealizing her. You stop begging for clarity. You stop chasing answers. Instead, you observe. You let her reveal herself. And the moment she starts pulling away, you already know what's coming. You recognize the slow fade, the shift in energy, the emotional withdrawal. And instead of reacting, you stay still. That's not coldness. That's discipline. Because now you understand. Love is not about how hard you try. It's about how aligned her emotions are in the moment. In today's world, love often feels like a game, a performance, a test. She doesn't want consistency. She wants emotional tension. She doesn't want honesty. She wants excitement. And when you finally give her all of you, she pulls back, not because she's cruel, but because she's conditioned to seek chaos. And you've unplugged from that game. You don't chase anymore. You don't try to be her everything. You don't trade your peace for temporary affection. Because now you know, peace is the real prize. She might say, you're too guarded. You're too distant. You don't open up. But deep down, you know, you're not closed. You're focused. You're not cold. You're clear. You've simply seen too much. You've watched men give everything and still get replaced by someone who triggered her emotions more. So now, you protect your energy. You lead with calm. And you wait for the woman who brings peace, not noise. Because she's rare. She doesn't test. She doesn't manipulate. She doesn't run when things get calm. She builds. She aligns. She respects. Until she appears, you stay alone, not out of bitterness, but because you finally know your worth. You've realized something most men never will. You don't have to chase love. You attract it by becoming grounded in who you are. You don't need to explain your worth. You show it through your presence. And now, you don't react to emotion. You respond with clarity. Because once you understand women, truly understand them, you stop letting their moods define your identity. You don't bend to be accepted. You don't break to be chosen. You lead. You build. And the right woman, she'll follow. Not because she has to, but because she sees what you've become. A man who doesn't beg for love. A man who doesn't chase validation. A man who doesn't fear solitude. You're no longer driven by fantasy. You live in reality. And in that space, you don't hate women. You just love them from a distance, until one proves she's worthy of standing close.